Cottonwood Song. On the high plains, between two highways, the barbed wire cage makes me wonder what this place was like in the early days. When a man could really roam and be free. Tribes of native nomads out here hunting. I still can hear them singing along in the Cottonwood Song. I still can hear them singing along in the Cottonwood Song. Thank you. Thank you. Well, thanks for spending your lunch break with us here at the Daily Interlake. I never did play in a print shop before. This is fantastic. The acoustics are great. I think you guys are onto something here. This song is called Ain't It Lovely When a Memory Lets You Live It All Again. The loop in bloom is over, grass is gone to seed. The balsam root is turning brown and wilting in the heat. Somewhere in an alpine basin there is a stalwart swath of snow. It resurrects the glacier lilies before it has to go. Summer afternoons are long, but getting shorter every day. And all the farmers in the valley are putting up their second cut of hay. Soon the chill of autumn will be riding on the breeze. This changing of the seasons helps us make our memories. And I remember when I was with her way back when. I will not forget the moonlight dancing on her skin. And you were younger than before the hunger died within. But maybe you still feel what it was like to be with him. Ain't it lovely when a memory lets you live it all again? There was a Russian olive tree on the corner of our block, and we'd pass it every evening when we'd go out on our walks. Yeah, now every time when I get that smell, it all comes rushing back. I can hear our quiet conversation and still feel us holding hands. Yeah, I remember when I was with her way back when. I will not forget the moonlight dancing on her skin. And you were younger than before the hunger died within. But maybe you still feel what it was like to be with him. Ain't it lovely when a memory lets you live it all again? last week, and I couldn't sleep. So I walked into the kitchen and poured some whiskey in my cup. This wistfulness is a sleeping giant, and it's waking up to the song and smell of summer night, or the orange October leaves. This changing of the seasons gives us back our memories. Across her skin, and you were younger than before the hunger died within. But maybe you still feel what it was like to be with him. Ain't it lovely when a memory, yeah, it's lovely when a memory lets you live it all again. Thank you very much. Thank you. My 9-year-old daughter and my mom conspired together as a birthday gift and got this for me, I believe at the Hockaday, right? Yeah. I have a series of mugs and plates all in this fashion. I like them very much. We also like any gig you can be drinking coffee at. You know you're winning at life when it's barely past noon and you're already at work. I appreciate that very much. Speaking of my older daughter, I was driving her to school a while back, and just so happens it's the same elementary school I went to when I was a kid. So we're on the way to school, and she was asking me some questions about my experience going there. One of those questions was, did I ever ride my bike to school? To which I replied with some much longer story than I think she was looking for. But the short answer was yes, all the time. And in fact, none of these houses or subdivisions were here. It was just open space where we could roam. And she's like, okay, we'll see you later, Dad. And I dropped her off and watched her walk into the school with her friends. And I got to thinking about how much things have changed. And as much as we want to try to put the brakes on those changes, especially living in a place like this, it just seems we can't, unfortunately. So best thing I've found to do is write songs about it. So this one's called Gone, Gone, Gone. Back behind this old broken down barn, there was a wheat field out our neighbor used to farm. And in the springtime there we like to ride our bikes on a path that ran along the western fence line, behind the school and through the spruce trees by the river. I was on my one speed trying to keep up with my sister. I had a note in my pocket for a girl I was gonna give her, but she wasn't at the swings that day. I guess I missed her. Gone, gone, gone. Time just ties away and moving on. play. I drive my daughter through to school there every day. And some billionaires built $1 million homes in the foothills where my friends and I once roamed. And I haven't ridden bikes with my sister in decades. I'm getting to an age where you don't talk about your age. But when I close my eyes, I can hear my tires and my chain. I see her backpack and her windblown pigtail braids. Gone, gone, gone. Time just has a way of moving on. Way too fast. I wish the good times didn't have to pass. Would it be so bad to let a couple last? My history kaleidoscope of color is closes right before I fall asleep. Sweet mystery, the way it all comes back to me. This act of remembering almost everything I've ever seen. Back behind this old broken down barn, there is now a strip mall where the neighbor used to farm. As for the dirt path where we used to ride our bikes, there is a sidewalk lined with cars and lit by street lights. Gone, gone, gone. Time just has a way of moving on. Way too fast. I wish the good times didn't have to pass. Would it be so bad to let a couple last? Sure, I'm grateful for the memories I have, but would it be so bad to let a couple last? Thank you. We live in a state with many great small towns, this tune being about one of them. It's called I'm Going Back to Ovando. Just northwest of Mineral Hill, between the Blackfoot River and the lumber mill, forests and foothills and mountains for miles. Everybody that you pass still waves and smiles. There's a band in the bar almost every night, picking western swing strings and fights. Loggers and ranchers and hunting guides. Folks around here do their work with pride. And if you've never been, you probably need to go. I know I'm itching and fixing to get back to Ovando. I'm going back to Ovando. I wanna get high and fall asleep staring up at the big Montana sky. Gonna drive there fast so I can take it slow. Man, I gotta get back each time think about these people's lives. Oh, what living out here is really like. Oh, walk in their boots for a couple miles. This world we're living in feels torn apart. But we're all human with a human heart. Seeing eye is a fine place to start, but you should come some summer night so you can see the stars. 'Cause if you've never been, you probably need to go. I know I'm itching and fixing to get back to Ovando. I'm going back to Ovando. I wanna get high and fall asleep staring up at the big Montana sky. Gonna drive there fast so I can take it slow. Man, I gotta get back. It's time to go back to Ovando. Snow, and where she went I'll probably never know, but I'll take my chance on Ovando. I'm going back to Ovando. I wanna get high and fall asleep staring up at the big Montana sky. Gonna drive there fast so I can take it slow. Man, I gotta get back. It's time to go back to Ovando. Thank you. Mr. Christopher Krager on the bass. I was working on that, the first song we played this afternoon, the Cottonwood Song. I was working on that tune. It was inspired by some time I spent on the east front of the Rockies near Augusta. And I was doing some research about the history of the place and whatnot, and I got a bonus song out of it, which was quite a treat. You don't get that too often. So anyway, this one's called The Devil's Rope. I think I stopped writing the Cottonwood Song, wrote The Devil's Rope, and then went back to work on the initial intention. Anyway, this is a song about the introduction of barbed wire into the West. Haystack view helplessly looked on in the colorless light of the gray pre-dawn. They brought it out by rail before the West was gone, unspooled it across the plains a million miles long. Keep your cattle in, they said, and you can keep your neighbors out. Manifest your destiny, destroy migration routes, and like a dead man in the gallows and the noose around his throat, to native tribes and people, it was called the Devil's Rope. Go on, just wrap up the whole damn thing. Plow it and graze it like it's your destiny. And when that pasture is nothing but dust and ash, over the next ridge there's always more land to be had. With enough time you'll be singing this trusty trope. You can win any fight with the devil's rope. Bison were in prisons, no coming or leaving, turned indigenous nomads into people of treason. And like a cottonwood leaf in the fall at the end of its season, the wilderness withered away to white man's reason. Go on, just wrap up the whole damn thing. Plow it and graze it like it's your destiny. And when that pasture is nothing but dust and ash, over the next ridge, there's always more land to be had. With enough time, you'll be singing this trusty trope. You can win any fight with the devil's rope. The earth is our mother, and she gave us birth. And why are we short-sighted and always fail to see how our deeds will be judged by history? But a man's gotta eat, and his empire's gotta grow. So come on, give me a hand with this here devil's move. Go on, just wrap up the whole damn thing. Plow it and graze it like it's your destiny. And when that pasture is nothing but dust and ash, over the next ridge, there's always more land to be had. With enough time, you'll be singing this trusty trope. You can win any fight with the devil's rope. Thank you. I've been a married man for 15 years. It's hard to believe. And in the younger years of said marriage, I wrote a lot of love songs. And they were about an inch deep and not very good. But love songs are a good way to learn how to write songs, I suppose. So I don't write too many of them anymore, but this is my latest crack at one. Maybe more of a song about enduring love, and a little bit less about Twitter-pated love. It's called The Heart of the Matter. It can be hard to put yourself out there, let them know just how you feel. Though it is tough, if you're looking for love, I'm afraid it's just part of the deal. There was this time back in high school, junior year, Valentine's Day. I bought a bouquet, and I worked up the nerve, and I worked out what words I would say. But she was back with her ex, so I quietly left, and I wept in my truck on the way. Falling in love isn't easy when you're falling apart at the seams. You gotta first must love yourself before you can someone else. You gotta find your own set of dreams. Giving your life isn't easy, but that is what love truly means. Do you prefer someone else over yourself? And that's the heart of the matter, it seems. Our daughter's hair smells like summer, that one we shared 12 years ago. Your dress was just right, my pants were too tight. We were kids with not much to know. Promised each other forever, not knowing how much it could hurt to fight for your partner, your husband or wife, when life kicks you down in the dirt. But we're doing okay, we're learning, I'd say, though the lessons keep coming the hard way. Falling in love isn't easy when you're falling apart at the seams. You gotta both love yourself and love someone else. You gotta share a new set of dreams, 'cause giving your life isn't easy, but that is what love truly means. Do you prefer someone else over yourself? And that's the heart of the matter, it seems. Pull a photograph out of the nightstand of our house and kids that we raised. Now they're grown and gone, and we're growing grays and piling up yesterdays. Not a thing I would change, nothing to trade. I just wish I knew how to say thanks. Staying in love isn't easy when you're falling apart at the seams. You gotta love someone else before you can love yourself. You gotta learn to serve their dreams, 'cause giving your life isn't easy, but you shown me what love truly means. You prefer someone else over yourself, and that's the heart of the matter, it seems. Thank you. My lovely parents who are here today, Mr. Donald and Mrs. Barbara Murray. Packed up a Chevy pickup in the 70s, shortly after being married on a winter's day in Michigan, and moved to Montana. Gave my sister and I the best childhood you could ever dream of having. And on a teacher's salary and a guy working in the fiberboard department at Plum Creek, as a testament to the changing real estate values around here, had a little starter place on the mouth of Whitefish River, right where it empties into the lake there, where you probably couldn't find anything less than like 8 mil these days, right? Anyway, many wonderful stories have been told from that phase of their lives. you can only hear so many good stories before you write a song about it. So this is about their early days in Montana, written through my mother's eyes, titled after that wonderful place they first lived, called Winnakee Cabin. 1970s, windows down, burgundy Chevy. Open road adventure with a U-Haul trailer loaded down heavy. We were leaving everything we knew, looking for our own piece of heaven. We found it in Montana on the riverbank at Winnakee Cabin. I got a teaching job and you were working at the mill. I started out a garden growing veggies in tin cans on the windowsill. We were leaving everything we knew, looking for our own piece of heaven. We had it in Montana on the riverbank at Winnakee Cabin. When the days were long, but the years were short, and they kept slipping by, slipping by. 'Cause when you're living in the middle of the busyness, it's hard to see the legacy you're leaving when you're just getting by. Getting by. Slow down, exhale, and open up your eyes. Don't give your best years to hindsight. Well, you went back to college in Missoula and we had a lot of fun. Then we moved up north, bought a house, had a daughter and a son. We were leaving everything we knew, looking for our own piece of heaven. I found it fixing up the place and staying home so I could raise them. Well, nothing seems to last, they grew up fast and both moved away. We still talk on the phone and get together almost every major holiday. We were leaving everything they knew, looking for their own piece of heaven. I just wish I could go back to when she was 11 and he was 7. When the days were long, but the years were short, and they kept slipping by, slipping by. 'Cause when you're living in the middle of the busyness, it's hard to see the legacy you're leaving when you're just getting by, getting by. Slow down, exhale, open up your eyes. Don't give your best years to hindsight. Well, now that I'm older, it all seems so apparent. To finally get to heaven is simply to be present. 'Cause the days are long, but the years are short, and they'll keep slipping by. They'll just keep slipping by. Just when you're living in the middle of the busyness, it's hard to see the legacy you're leaving when you're just getting by, getting by. Slow down, exhale, open up your eyes. Don't give your best years to hindsight. Thank you. Thanks. I don't want to keep you too long. I know folks have days to get back to. Do we have time for two more? Are you guys good for one? Two more? Okay, two more. I have a song on my last recording called Morning in the Mountains. And you'd think that we would be playing that since I brought that up, but we're not. I apologize. I started feeling like I would have all the. Sorry, I'll back up. There's no secret. I'm sure all of us love the mountains. That's part of why we live in Montana. But I got to thinking the mountains get all the glory, don't they? I thought there's some pretty beautiful stuff down in the valley just as well. And a couple of winters back, I spent a few very early mornings on the Clark Fork River, and trudging through the snow in the moonlight. I remember thinking, all right, I got to write a song about this. And it was such a rip-off of Morning in the Mountains that I just decided to go with it and maybe pretend like they were so close to being like each other that they could be like companion pieces. So I don't know if that would stand up in a if I was being sued for stealing my own intellectual property, I don't think I'd have a leg to stand on there. Anyway, it's called River Bottom Dawn. There's an ashy human silhouette that I am forced to follow. Because my body's in between the morning moonlight and the snow. With the last word of the owl said, my tour guide disappears. The sunrise rim is blushing and the day is breaking clear. River bottom dawn, it calmly lifts my spirits like a quiet song. And I hope it won't be long until I get to witness another river bottom dawn. Mallard, teal, and widgeon wings are whistling overhead. Makes me wonder why most other days I'd still be sleeping in my bed. It's a gift to see the steam released from a still and silent slough. And the muskrat forage on the riverbank the way they like to do. River bottom dawn, it calmly lifts my spirits like the chorus of a quiet song. And I hope it won't be long until I get to witness another river bottom dawn. but this Cottonwood Cathedral is much more my kind of church. River bottom done, it calmly lifts my spirits like the chorus of a quiet song. The river bottom dawn. Yeah, I hope it won't be long until I get to witness another river bottom dawn. Thank you. Well, that was a fast lunch break. I feel like we blinked and it's over. I'm kind of sad. This has been wonderful. Wow. Thank you so much to the team here at the Daily Interlake for putting this event on. Thank you to Katie and Annette for facilitating recording this, and again, the team here at the Interlake for the cameras and the chairs and everything. It's a lot of work to put this on, and I think it's going to be a great thing for our community, and I'm just very thankful that you guys let us be a part of it. Thank you. A few months ago, we played at the Wachold Center, and I have been kicking myself ever since because I had something very important to say, and in the heat of the moment, I forgot it. I have a very dear friend. He's a patron of the arts. His name is Mr. Steve Lowe. And I would like to dedicate this song to him in memory of lovely Meg. They forded the Mississippi and went west across the plains. Courage and calamity left cairns along the way. Our fathers danced with danger under our mother's watchful eye. The West became their fortune, but it was also their demise. Bury me in Montana when I die. Let the rivers rest my soul underneath this great big sky. And may the mountains be my headstone, and in her meadows may I lie. Bury me in Montana when I die. Folds of autumn's wardrobe, the endless daylight of July. Montana is a treasure that money cannot buy. This must have been John's revelation, or just his Rocky Mountain high. Either way, just give me back before I die. Yes, you can bury me in Montana when I die. Let the rivers rest my soul underneath this great big sky. And may the mountains be my headstone, and in her meadows may I lie. coast to coast and across the sea, seen the South Pacific and the white sand beach, the shoreline and the plains of Africa. I've seen London and the River Thames. I've been most everywhere, but I came home again. There's only one last best place where I wanna lie. Go on and bury me in Montana when I die. Yeah, you can bury me in Montana when I die. Let the rivers rest my soul underneath this great big sky. And may the mountains be my headstone, and in her meadows may I lie. Bury me in Montana when I die. Yeah, you can bury me in Montana when I die. Let the rivers rest my soul underneath this great big sky. And may the mountains be my headstone, and in her meadows may I lie. Bury me in Montana. Bury me in Montana. Bury me in Montana when I die. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having us. This has been a blast.